Hmm. The space gate to wait a minute, wait a minute. Nimbus? The space gate to Dark World is charged up and now open. It's your boy KDZ bringing you guys another market watch. And again, guys, the reason why I do these videos is because I have a huge passion for trading card games. I love talking about trading card games and want to continue to build a community. There's the same love and passion for admiring all those gorgeous floor windows as I do. And with that, let's get into it. Yeah, I don't even remember the last time we were out here. Apparently, the last time we were out here, we were talking about for some Pokemon products, Pokemon TCG products. We got a Paradox Rift booster box case up. Paradox Rift, that must have been what we were going on and about. I know there was like just a recent regional that just popped off for Pokemon. Didn't watch it. I know I seen Tor Rec live there, but didn't watch it. I don't know what was being played. More than likely, it was Roaring Moon. It was Iron Valiant. Terrible names. Terrible names for Pokemon. Those are not even Pokemon names, in my opinion. Dope lure window right here for Groudon, though. But let's go back a little bit further. What is that? Paradox Rift. Okay, so Scarlet and Violet 151. Obsidian Flames, Paldea Evolved. Okay, 151, that was the special set. Obsidian Flames. Then we're going to stop there. So 151, the special set. Looking at this, those top prices are kind of expensive. Let's see. ETBs are going for about $60. So that's over MSRP. MSRP for these is about 50. Um, Blastoise 125 listings from 39.99, market price 43.12. Charizard 106 listings from $100, market price 111.67 for Charizard EX. Venusaur is hovering around the same $40 price point as Blastoise. 128 listings from 39.69, market price 39.94. Now I feel like this is strictly collectors. I don't know how much of a meta impact these cards are having. Like I said, I'm gonna have to go back, watch some of those replays that Tour was in, see what decks were being played. Again, that Zapdos little window, as perfect sell during the sell games would say, incredible. Zapdos EX, 161 listings from 32.50, market price 38.22 for the special illustration rare, including Moltres and Articuno in the artwork, but it's just a Zapdos card. Of course, he's leading the way. He is the fastest. He has the highest speed stat of the three legendary bird Pokemon. Rightfully so. I mean, we got electricity, fire, and ice. It makes sense that ice would be the slowest. Um, Charmander illustration where it's still hovering at $30 price point. That's strong. That's some stand power coming from Charmander. In the mountains, it's natural region. That makes sense. It's natural habitat. We're gonna go ahead and go on page 2 on 151. Squirtle, $20 for the Squirtle, $22 for the ball. I mean, they're collector's cards, guys. I mean, the first original starters, it's nice. War Turtle under the water. That Pikachu artwork is there's a lot going on there. Especially, I mean, illustration rare, 145 listings from 1879, market price 1821. That's right off the back of collectors. This dragon there, as the collector will say, from nowhere. This little window is magnificent. Look at this dragon there under the. Now this is something you put in a top loader you leave on your desk. This is something you can put in a picture frame on your wall. This is something you would want to blow up. That's how good this little window looks. Oh my goodness, the detail in this dragon there under the water. What is this? This looks like that one place that they went in movie 5. What was the name of that place? It was like a town that was built on water, like that city in Italy that's built on water. It was like that. I can't, and it had Latios and Latios. It was the power of us. What was the name of that movie? That movie was old, but it was the fifth movie. I can't think of I can't think of the name of that town though. It's like on the tip of my tongue, like Salacion or something like that. It's not Salacion. That was actually a town that was in a game. Um, uh, I can't think of it. But this lure window reminds me of that town, and I'd be surprised if this was not the town that they were modeling this lure window after. but extremely, extremely dope. Only 14 bucks. That's a steal. Market price got it at 17. 112 listings as well as 750. Are those Japanese? Those are Japanese. Okay, I take that back. So those Japanese. Oh no, it's a legit $17 card. Excuse me. It's legit $17. A dragon typing is dope. This dragon there is dope. I'm glad I went to page two. Um, and then you got. I probably should have just filtered it by cards, but we're gonna leave it at that for right now. Obsidian Flames. Okay, you got Charmander on the box. Booster boxes are $95 as well in MSRP. MSRP. Bro, I know Charizard. I know he is in the meta right now. Charizard EX. So I mean, $10. The Gold Bears, $20. That's really really cheap. And then the special illustration where it's only around 50. They do got the one in the That's probably why this one is cheap now because they in the new set the Paldean the shiny vault they got a black Charizard with that lure window. So it's the same lure window, it's just alternate color Charizard. So that could definitely I see that dropping the price of this one down. I'd much rather have the black Charizard than this Charizard. Same thing with that Pidgeot. They got a alternate color Pidgeot. I'm pretty sure that is Pidgeot EX. This little window right here, special illustration rares Pidgeot EX 185 listings from 1010 market price 1015. That's why you got the double rare almost as expensive as the special illustration room because that special illustration is trash. Now, granted, it is extremely hard to pull. It's still fucking trash. Like, what is this? It looks like the game. I mean, if that's what they were going for, if they were trying to make this background look like the setting of inside the video game, then okay, that adds some flair to it. That does make it a little bit cooler. But I think that's what they're doing. But if they're not, if they weren't going for this little one that was terrible. What did Diodara say his artwork was? He said it was a bang, I know that, but he called it like super flat. That's what this art is. It's super flat. And then this Nine Tails illustration where oh my goodness. Especially this Cleffa one too. Look at this. Is that Cleffa standing on water? I mean it is like a pound. So I can understand how it can float. And it is a fairy. But that is clean. Like there's nothing there. That's like all lure window. That Cleffa is really nice. Clefable, Clefairy, they're not really like a. I'm not a. I don't have. I'm not exactly smitten with those, but that's a nice lure window. So we can free up some space here. We don't need muckraker up here at all. As a matter of fact, I wanted to look at some MTG stuff because I had just like when I first started playing MTG Arena, like at the end of 2022, like I thought like from looking at other people play and stuff, I thought my color was going to be red. I thought my natural affinity was going to be, a red deck. And then when I seen how reds were played, I'm pretty sure I went over this in the Mark Watch before, but when I seen how the red deck was played, red aggro, like you want to spend your hand in 4 turns and end the match in 4 turns. I was like, I don't really like that play style. I'm not trying to win the match in 4 turns. Like that doesn't really tell me anything. Like when I go up against a person who's, using tri-lands or something, so they're coming in with tapped lands, I can beat them in 3 turns. Before they play their third land and I'm going first and they're going second, I can beat them. But that doesn't really tell me too much. That's just a really bad matchup for them. Very glass cannon, because if you don't end your opponent in like those first 5 turns, you're probably going to lose. But like I said, when I seen how it played, I was like, oh, that's not for me. And then, like when I started to see more and more of just the different strategies and the different colors and how they focus on different types of strategies and how green is like the ramp strategy. Green is like the strategy that like accelerate lands. Let's go ahead and bring up, what I'm saying, what we got. Murders that call out manor is about to drop. It's getting closer and closer, but we're not really going to touch on that. Oh, wow, Cavern of Souls worthless. Market price got it at $1,000 for this Cavern of Souls. That's insane. I'm not paying that for a land. I'm sorry. It just doesn't that lure window. It doesn't look as cool. I don't know what the lure is behind Roaming Throne has just been running rampant in standard, and so has Ogier Pack Deepest Foundation. It's a really good a really good legendary creature for decks that like to create tokens. I was playing against a deck the other day because, like I said, continuing on what I was saying, um, and so I grew affinity for green and like mono green. And but when I started to play mono green, I started to realize mono green is extremely weak against a lot of the other decks because there are no board wipes in green. Green really didn't have draw cards at the time. They had very few removal spells for green. There's hardly any flying creatures in green. So like green has a lot of freaking weaknesses outside of the fact that they can just ramp better than any other color. Like you're gonna accelerate some lands, but if you don't like establish a board, but you're gonna die. So then I started to gravitate towards like decks that combine green into them, so I can get the ramp, but then I can get the protection from like the white with a board wipe, or black with spot removal, or I wasn't really using any red. It was white, it was black, or I could get the draw power from blue. Um, and just with this experimentation, I ended up with a 5 color deck. I ended up with a 5 color Planeswalker deck, which I probably think is my favorite deck. But it uses all 5 colors, so the ceiling is extremely high. But in all those matches that I went through, I went up against a huge number of decks, just a huge number of decks. And some of the decks that I seen that were played against me that I thought were pretty cool were the red and white equipment deck. Um, I thought that one was pretty cool. I thought at first I played Alchemy, which is like the online format for MTG Arena. It like has cards that were specifically made for Alchemy that are only online cards. You can't find physical copies of these cards. They're made specifically for the online format. And I didn't realize that it wasn't standard, so I was playing it, and there was a dragon deck that was being used against me, and I thought it was super duper cool. But once I realized it was alchemy and like the dragons that they were using in it were alchemy, when I tried to go and build it, I was like, "Oh, this is trash." Because in standard at the time, back at the beginning of 2023, there were nowhere near enough dragons to build a legit dragon deck. And now, where we send that now January 2024, and the sets that came out recently, there's a lot more dragon cards that's been dropped. That's been increased the ceiling of dragons, and I then created a dragon deck for standard, and I think it's really really dope. I wanted to look at some of those cards, IRL, see what their pricing was, but with that, now that I think about it, shit, I might be able to grab me a Roman throne and throw that in there. Dragon, what I'm saying, effects of dragon. All my cards are dragons. That's the only like type of deck I have of a focus type is a dragon deck. I got the 5 color planeswalker. I still have my mono green. Like I said, mono green since then has gotten a lot of buffs. They got draw power since the beginning of 2023, ridiculous draw power. They have ridiculous finishing power. Um, like mono green has gotten a lot stronger since the beginning of 2024. I mean, 2023. However, I still have my mono green. I have my 5 color planeswalker. I'm building the dragons, and I got the equipment deck. But I mean, yeah, looking at Roaming Throne right now, 180 listings from 2283 market price 2413, and this is the regular version. This is not the borderless version, which is actually priced underneath that. That's how much people dislike the lure window on the borderless version. Borderless 201 listings from 1790 market price 2020, and the regular version for Roaming Throne 180 listings market price 2413 as low as 2283. Same thing for Ogier Attack as well. Like um, it's showcase. It's borderless. It's cheaper than the regular version. Come on, Wizards of the Coast, y'all got to come on with these short showcases. The borderless versions, they're not appealing to people. They should be selling for more, not less than the originals. I'd be hard pressed if these didn't have an extended art. But yeah, I might have mine to throw Rolling Throne in that Dragon. I'm gonna have a look into that. Probably increase the ceiling of it. Same thing with Cavern of Souls because it's another type focused land based land. Throw dragon on there, cast anything. Chill Mill the Inner Sun. This is a card that I run in every deck. 223 listings from 55 from 1503 Mark 1446. This thing is strong. Galta Stampede Tyrant. That's kind of crazy that Galta. I don't even run Galta in my mono green. I'm not sure if I have him unlocked in the game. I'm not one to like be. And this is the borderless. See, the borderless is up on Galta. I'm not one to be spending money on the online games for the microtransactions. It just doesn't. Feasibly, it doesn't make any sense. Um, but yeah, I don't think I pulled a Galta in the game, so I don't think it's in my mono green. But Galta, when Galta Stampede Tower enters the battlefield, put any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. And this is when he enters the battlefield. So you can cheese him out. You can, run green, white, invoke justice, green, white, and red. What is it? Big scores. Send Galta to the graveyard for 4. On your next turn, invoke justice, Galta back to the field, and depending on how many creature cards you have in your hand, you're looking pretty nice. So that's probably why Galta is up, because people are cheesing it. I haven't really seen it used in like. There's a green and red dinosaur deck that's running around in Arena right now that's extremely powerful because of that Imperial. What is it called? Bonehorde Draco Sword is strong too. I run that in a few different decks. Yeah, boy, this set is really, really cool. It has a lot of really cool cards. The Skull Sport Nexus, I've seen that used a couple times, but it never got to the point to where it did anything for me. It's crazy. You have Gishath and you have Galta, two legendary T Rex dinosaurs that are just beastie as hell. But Gishath focuses primarily on dinosaurs. And then Preacher of the Schism, I've been seeing this card running around heavily in black decks everywhere. It does have a nice little stat tree of being a 2/4 because it's a 2/4, it's immune to cut down. Like you can't hit it with cut down. Um, because it's a 3 drop, you can't hit it with Path of Peril. Um, there is what is it? The Cruelty of Gix, I believe. Is that the enchantment? What is it? Titania's command. No, Gix's command. Gix's command can get this off the board, but Gix's command, I think that's for like 6, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like much later in the game. You know what I'm saying? They would have already had this on board for 2 turns, attacking with it, drawing cards or creating tokens. I've seen a lot of Echozots too. Bonehorde Draco Sword. This is a card that I do run in Dragons. So it's about what is it? $12 card. It's got some money on it. It is a mythic, so that it is what it is. It's one of the highest rarity cards in the set. But that has a little bit of value to it. Let's see, Sarkhan. I don't think Sarkhan. He's probably gonna go for that much. Not Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm surprised Yu-Gi-Oh even has a Sarkhan. Sarkhan, that's what I'm saying. He was a planeswalker at one point, but right now Sarkhan's so aflame. Is a $6 mythic. Dang, the extended art 110 listings for 399 more 25. That's a steal. What? Why is the extended art cheaper than the regular version? That don't make no type of sense. Give me the extended art all day. The extended art reminds me of like what they do in MTG Arena when you can like bling out your card. But hold on. But yeah, uh, now after just looking at the first two cards, they're a little bit more expensive than what I was expecting. But I mean, I guess that's where they go. Like how John always says, casual doesn't mean cheap. Because I would definitely think that dragons would be a casual deck. It wouldn't be something in the meta. But these old Sarkhan cards, crazy. Red and black, red and green, red and blue. But that was something that I did notice is that from creating those four decks that I play, I realized that I must really do have an affinity for red because outside of that mono green deck, the Planeswalker deck uses red in it. Like a lot of the cards are red. The red and white and green equipment deck that I use, it's red, even though that's mostly white too. And then the dragon deck is mostly red because most of the dragons are red. So I guess I was correct in my assumption that my affinity was towards red decks. But like I said, it wasn't red aggro burn. That's not the way. And I'm not like a that's not how I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Either. You're not gonna catch me ever running a burn deck. Like that strategy just it doesn't appeal to me in the slightest. Like I want to use creatures like Blue Eyes White Dragon and attack for game. White Lightning, Kaiba, all day. But okay, let's see what else. What else we got? What else I run? I run Rift, Liberated Primeval. What's he looking like? Okay, so Rift is a card that I guess has been around from for a while. Rift the Awakener, back out of the vault. Rift's Charm. Oh, Dominaria Remastered. Okay, so Rift has always been. Whenever they go to Dominaria, you're probably going to see Rift. Well, Rift Liberated Primeval. He does not. His showcases. Ugh, that's that's atrocious. You can miss me with that, Wizards. That art card it looks nice though. I wish they had turned it the other way, but that's dope. 2 cents, give me that. That's dope. But yeah, Rift Liberated Primeval, 16 listed. Oh, that's the promo pack. Okay, pre-release. Okay, out of Dominator, yeah, 239 listings from 198, market price 256. And then the stained glass versions of Rift Liberated Primeval are even cheaper than that, which I'm not surprised because those showcases do not look very good either. Another set that missed with the showcases. Wizard, take note. But Rift is cheap. I run him at one. Let's look at Agnes, the Dragon's Lash. Agnes is cheap. He's a rare out of Streets of New Cabana. 716 for 15 cents. And it got a gilded foil showcase. No thank you though. I like the gold. I like the gold borders. It would have been dope if they had the extended art. That's dirt cheap. What else? Ziatora. One of my favorite names. Ziatora the incinerated. Dang, gilded foil. 27 bucks. It actually don't look that bad. But Ziatora himself, the incinerator, pre-release cards is about four. Coming out of Streets of New Capena, 211 listings, $3. So it's not that much. This gilded foil though, it doesn't look half bad, but I'd still rather just have the normal artwork for that one. The Ziatora's Proving Ground lands, like Graffine's Tower and stuff like they're borderless lands. I don't know if I'd pick those over maybe the showcases. I'd take those over. Um, I'd take those showcases over, the original artworks for the lands. But nah, the gilded foil for the creature, no, thank you. Let's see. We're gonna look at a couple more from this dragon deck. Off the top, the Atura, Rift, Agnes. Oh, Decadent Dragon. That's a really good one. This is a really good new dragon that I feel like increased the ceiling of a lot of different decks. Red, black, Grixis. This increased the ceiling of any red deck, a dragon deck that you're trying to use. It increase the ceiling of, and it doesn't cost that much. Pre-release rare, promo pack, and then the rare 350 listings, 92 cents, market price $1.78. But really, really good card. Like if your opponent hasn't established a board presence, this just creates a ridiculous amount of value. Magic has they have issues with people looking at each other's hands and decks though. Like there's so many different freaking cards that are dang TCG player really going hard. Look up there in the search bar, like it's giving you suggestions that are popping up like a ticker. Are you kidding me? Try red white instant. What? Try mythic auras. Come on now. Don't tell me what to try. Is that artificial intelligence? Trying to tell me what to look for because of the cards that I'm looking at? Now that would actually be kind of next level. I don't know how much I would use that though, because I don't ever get on the market. I mean, I guess if I'm just sitting here and it's like I don't have nothing else to look at. I mean, that kind of gives people a little go to for market watches. Now that I think about it, if they ain't got nothing to go to. But anyways, yeah, Decadent Dragon, really cool card, very very cheap. Um, and then we'll look at Invasion of Takir. Invasion of Takir. Whoa. Okay, no. So that's the pre-release. Pre-release cards, 49 listings from 1149, mark price 1277. But the Mythic coming out of March of the Machine, it's just 325 listings from 335, mark price 444. So it doesn't get too crazy. We'll probably do a deeper dive on March of the Machine sometime this week. Because there's quite a few cards that I have in the deck that come out of there. Cards like Zergo and the Utah. And I kind of like the tag team. But yeah, we definitely gonna get back to our trip down memory lane, and I definitely want to get back to this. Like I said, we left off somewhere like middle of 2016, September. Did we get to the 2016? No, we didn't get to the 2016 Mega pack. I know we got to let's see, Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side. No, North American Shining. We got to Shining Victories, North American Jump Pack, North American Weekly Shining Jump. Okay, so we got all the way down to July. Rise of the True Dragons, OTS Tournament Pack 2, Dark Side of Dimensions movie pack. Its first release, July. That July, I said July 2016 was going crazy for Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. PlayStation 4 release date for Legacy of the Duelist, August 5th. North American release date for The Dark Illusion was in August. I thought that was like September or something. So no, we didn't get to August. So we left off in July. So definitely we're probably gonna pick back up on that tomorrow. There wasn't any like individual singles that had stuck out to me recently. I haven't watched any market watches. I haven't seen what John M. Cole's been talking about. Fresh, V, MSK. I'm gonna have to catch up. But of course, guys, like always, hopefully I provided some value with this live stream market watch. Like Kakarot, send me your energy so we can get that space get charged up for part two. But with that, we're gonna be getting up out of here. Nimbus, are we in there? Are we in there? Yeah, we in there.